down smoking at eateries takes effect. Fixing petrol prices must consider consumer-seller interests. It's January 1st, 2019. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. Happy New Year. I'm Adrian Seat. Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad today stressed that the 6 months grace period currently being implemented doesn't mean the smoking ban at restaurants and eateries will not be enforced. Now, he said the ministry is not backtracking on the ban, but is merely saying that punitive actions will only be taken against those who defy the ban after the 6-month enforcement education period. Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli said that what the ministry wants is for Malaysians to take care and take ownership of their health, and it is about educating smokers that this is the way to go forward for Malaysia.
Yes, after 6 months. So, saya tahu ada yang kata, let's do it now. Yeah, let me be honest about it. Yeah? Ada yang kata, we are roaring to go, we compound them, if they want to do, we'll punish them, we'll, be punitive. But kami di Kementerian Kesihatan, saya sebagai Menteri dan Timbalan Menteri berbincang dengan KPK dan KSU, kita merasakan, bukan saja merasakan, kita memang ada SOP. Pelaksanaan kempen seumpama ini kita berikan 6 months of getting in gear, knowing it well, and thereafter no more excuse. Then we will get to implement and execute all the punitive aspect of it.
He also said that the ministry will also ban smoking at laundrettes and hotels nationwide in the near future. Currently, only 9 types of premises, including eateries, have been gazetted as no-smoking zones. Earlier, Datuk Sri Zulkifli and a team of health and environment officers conducted checks at various eateries near Bandar Sri Permaisuri in Cheras, Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli said the Health Ministry is ready to fight a legal challenge brought by the Smokers' Right Club against the new no-smoking ruling at eateries in a bid to safeguard public health. Now, he said the gazetted prohibition against smoking in restaurants is based on firm grounds under the Control of Tobacco Product Amendment Regulations 2008. Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli said what the ministry wants is for Malaysians to take care and take ownership of their health, and it is about educating smokers that this is the way to go forward for Malaysia.
Yes, after 6 months. So, saya tahu ada yang kata, let's do it now.
Now, the issue of how long Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's term as Prime Minister will run has never been discussed by the Pakatan Harapan Presidential Council. Now, Foreign Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah, who is also Pakatan Harapan Secretary General, reiterated Pakatan Harapan only promised that Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim would be appointed as Prime Minister after Tun Dr. Mahathir.
Pakatan Harapan cuma ada keputusan dan perjanjian bahawa selepas Tun Dr. Mahathir sebagai Perdana Menteri yang akan datang ialah Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Tetapi kita tidak pernah membincangkan tempoh sama ada 2 tahun atau 3 tahun dan sebagainya, kerana kita yakin antara Tun Dr. Mahathir dan Datuk Seri Anwar, mereka saling faham memahami antara satu sama lain.
Dato' Saifuddin said he is confident that both leaders are most qualified to decide on the appropriate time for the transfer of power. Commenting on the Cameron Highlands parliamentary by-election, Dato' Saifuddin said the decision on which party would contest will be made at a PH Presidential Council meeting this Friday. He said the Pakatan Harapan coalition will normally allow the same party to contest, as there has been no request from other component parties to contest for the seat. The Cameron Highlands seat was previously contested by DAP. Nomination for the Cameron Highlands by-election is on the 12th of January, while polling day will take place on the 26th of January. Malaysia and Singapore, through negotiations, will come to a decision that will benefit both nations in regards to the ongoing airspace dispute following Singapore's move to implement the Instrument Landing System, or ILS, in Seletar Airport. Now, according to Foreign Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah, the issue will be discussed during his meeting with his Singaporean counterpart Vivian Balakrishnan on the 8th of January in the Lion City.
kerajaan Singapura bercadang untuk memulakan pendaratan kapal terbang ke lapangan terbang tersebut yang akan melalui ruang udara Pasir Gudang. Ini antara isu yang perlu dibincangkan. Jadi bila Singapura kata dia nak buat begitu secara unilateral, kita bantah. Dan kita pula isytihar ruang udara itu sebagai restricted area, maknanya tak boleh lalu lah.
Malaysia rejected the move as it would affect development in Pasir Gudang due to the existing structural height restrictions, besides raising the risk at Pasir Gudang Port. Now, yesterday, Singapore's Deputy Prime Minister Teo Chee Hean met Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad in Kuala Lumpur to discuss various issues, including those related to the urgent matter of the ILS airspace at Seletar Airport. The implementation of the classroom-based assessment, or PBD, for primary school students from year 1 to 3 will begin this year, aimed at enhancing the quality of teaching and promote the development of education in the country. Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik said the assessment will also enable students to discover the joy of learning and explore new knowledge with more guidance and focus from teachers at school. Apart from teachers, parents also play a role in encouraging their children to read more.
Kepada para guru agar dapat menumpukan usaha pembelajaran untuk meningkatkan kemenjadian murid supaya lebih waktu diberikan untuk mendidik mereka. Dan kepada ibu bapa, gunakan waktu yang ada untuk menggalakkan pembacaan kepada anak-anak, menggalakkan mereka untuk meneroka ilmu-ilmu yang baru, kerana sekarang ini sesi pembelajaran dan pelajaran kita adalah berteraskan kepada learning centered ataupun berpaksikan kepada pembelajaran dan bukan lagi kepada peperiksaan semata-mata.
Dr. Mazli said this when met after surveying the 2019 first school session at Sekolah Kebangsaan Ledang, Tangkak, Johor. Speaking further, he added the Education Ministry will announce good news for educators on the 14th of January regarding incentives to ease the burden of teachers at schools. A nurse, a special education teacher and a graduate were amongst 6 individuals arrested for close proximity during the Ambang Tahun Baru 2019 operation conducted by the Islamic Religious Department of Malacca early this morning. The individuals, aged 22, 23 and 25, were arrested together with their respective partners at a budget hotel in Batu Berendam, Malacca. Its Enforcement Division's Chief Assistant Director, Dato' Rahimin Bani, said the department had earlier conducted inspections at 3 hotels in Aikro before the operation at Batu Berendam. No arrests were, however, made in Aikro.
Menahan 3 pasang pasangan yang bukan mahram yang berusia antara 22 hingga 27 tahun, yang mereka juga telah pun syaki melakukan kesalahan di bawah Seksyen 53, iaitu bersekediaman ataupun berkurung.
15 JAIM personnel took part in the operation, which ended at 5 a.m. 2 entertainment outlets in Lahad Datu, Sabah were raided and slapped with a fine for operating without a license during Ops Ambang Tahun 2019 last night. Now, according to Lahad Datu District Police Chief ACP Nazri Mansoor, during the 7-hour operation, which began at 8 p.m, a total of 24 people were detained and as many as 4 entertainment outlets were checked. Amongst those arrested, 13 of them were found positive for drugs. ACP Nazri said another 3 individuals were detained under the Immigration Act 1959-1963 for not having valid travel documents. And 8 more people, including 4 minors, were detained under the Sabah Minor Offences Ordinance for being drunk and disorderly in public places. Speaking to RTM after the operation, he said those apprehended were aged between 15 and 35 years old.
Kita telah melancarkan beberapa operasi di 4 buah pusat hiburan, iaitu di Pusat Hiburan Cinta, Bukit, 2+1 dan juga Titanium. Hasil daripada pemeriksaan tersebut, kita telah menahan dan juga membuat pemeriksaan seramai 79 orang keseluruhannya.
He added that police also mounted 3 roadblocks and a total of 71 summonses were issued against errant motorists for flouting various traffic laws. He said police also seized 3 stolen motorcycles after the riders managed to flee from the roadblocks on foot. 13 individuals, including 3 women and 3 children, were arrested for alleged involvement in processing and distribution of drugs last night. Now, the raid was conducted by the National Anti-Drugs Agency, or AADK, at a hotel in Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur AADK Director Tengku Haiza Tengku Awang said apart from distribution, all the suspects, including 3 Indonesians, were believed to have been processing drugs in the hotel room for the past 4 months. Now, the arrest was made following the discovery of drug paraphernalia, plastic bags and a small weighing machine. Officers, however, failed to find any processed drugs. Urine tests conducted against the suspects found 6 of them positive for drugs. Coming up, development projects in the city to be completed. Badan Usahawan Nasional Berhad, or PUNB, has appointed Izwan Zainuddin as its new Chief Executive Officer effective today. Now, PUNB in a statement said Izwan succeeds Dato' Azhar Haji Ahmad, who resigned on the 15th of October last year. PUNB Chairman Dato' Hazima Zainuddin, who welcomed Izwan's appointment, said she looked forward to his contribution in strengthening the organization's resilience and delivering the mandate on enhancing the economic wealth of the Bumiputra entrepreneur community. Izwan graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Finance from Oklahoma State University and a Diploma in Agribusiness from University Pertanian Malaysia. He was previously the Chief Operating Officer for Debt Venture at My Creative Ventures Sdn Bhd, a government investment arm to spur Malaysia's creative industry in the form of funding via equity or debt. Petroleum retail prices will be determined at the Cabinet meeting tomorrow after considering the interests of both buyers and sellers. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the government hopes to be able to reduce the price of petrol, but all aspects must first be considered.
Kita suka nak turun, tapi orang yang jual minyak pun nak kena buat duit sikit. Kalau dia tak buat duit, dia tak jual minyak, kita tak dapat minyak. Jadi kita kena timbang antara pembeli dengan penjual.
The Premier said this to reporters after attending the Langkawi E-Kasih Back to School program at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Kedawang in Kedah today. Yesterday, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng said in a statement that the retail prices of RON 97, RON 95 and diesel will remain unchanged at RM2.50, RM2.20 and RM2.18 per litre respectively for several days pending the Cabinet meeting. The Federal Territories Ministry will monitor all current development projects around Kuala Lumpur to ensure it is completed by the end of the year in conjunction with Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign. Its Deputy Minister, Dato' Shahrudin Ahmad Saleh, said the monitoring would involve environmental and quality aspects of the projects. Now, elaborating further, Dato' Shahrudin said the development projects need to be completed to accommodate tourists, especially from abroad during Visit Malaysia Year 2020.
Salah satu pembangunan yang kita lakukan ini kita akan teruskan, menjadikan ibu kota kita bersih, menjadikan ibu kota kita cantik, ya. Dan segala pembangunan tidak akan kita akan selesaikan dalam tahun ini juga, ya. Apa perkara yang kita dah rancangkan kita akan selesaikan insya-Allah.
The Deputy Minister said this after officiating the New Year Run 2019 at Dataran Merdeka, Kuala Lumpur today. He further urged everyone to continue to maintain unity to allow the federal capital to be turned into a friendly city to locals and tourists. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, smoking ban at eateries takes effect despite a 6-month education period. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more news updates. Until then, I'm Adrian Seed. Thanks for watching.